All right, guys, welcome back to the boat. Got the block all cleaned up. All the water jackets look good. Come over here. Got the cylinder head resurfaced. Got the valves reseated. Looks really good. These guys did an excellent job. Got me a head gasket. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on. Now, I don't think, doesn't appear to be any guide pins on here, so I just gotta be careful lining this thing up. All right, so this head gasket does have a top right here. Letters, says top. Most of them usually do anyway. But just go ahead and line it up. Get as close as you can. Looks really good. Love it. All right, got the bolts ready. I'm gonna go ahead and clean them up real quick. Now, luckily, the ones that were on the outside are painted, and the ones inside the valve cover are not painted. So I'm gonna get these washed up and scrubbed down, and we'll go ahead and put the cylinder head on. All right, all the bolts are tight. I did 35 foot-pounds the first pass, and the spec calls for 61 to 69 foot-pounds. I just went ahead and did an even 70. It doesn't really matter like which order you do it in or which direction you go. You just gotta start from the middle and work your way out in a zigzag. So what I did is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And everything seems to lay down evenly. The gasket looks nice and even. I also put the exhaust manifold gasket on. I went ahead and did that before I put the head on, since I got the exhaust manifold in the way because I didn't take it off completely. And the reason why I did that is because of the studs. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to get the gasket in there with it like this, with it still being connected down by the bellows there, which I also probably have to replace. It's not a whole lot of wiggle room, which typically that's what you do, but I didn't do that. In here, this is the thermostat housing. And as you can see, the cooling jacket's nice and open. Sorry if you can't hear me. There's a fucking tsunami outside. But so I'm gonna go ahead and get the camshaft put on. First, I gotta put the push rods in, get those cleaned up. Then we can go ahead and put the camshaft on. Then we can get this thing buttoned up. And maybe I'll put the thermostat back on, and we can go ahead and put the intake back on. I'm not putting the original one back on. I bought this carburetor kit. It's Weber, and it's a 2-barrel carburetor. Comes with the intake manifold, air filter, everything I need. So I'll show you guys the process of putting that on as well. So let's go ahead and get to it. Push rods, make sure they're all lined up. Seems to have the right amount of play. I might have to adjust them when I get this thing running. But sweet, we're good to go on that. Let's see. Plugs. Gasket seems to seat properly. Alright, go ahead and tighten it down. Alright folks, got the manifold in place. As you can see, we're already running into some issues. Stop doing that. Alright. So yeah, those are, you can see they go all the way through, so they're obviously for something. Was hitting the exhaust bolt. Obviously I can't take the bolt off and leave it off. So I'm gonna have to shave down that surface a little bit. Hopefully it won't go through. I don't think it will. I mean, there's plenty of casting inside of there. So we should be all right. It's close, but it is not close enough as far as it goes. But I'm gonna toy around with that a little bit and see if I can get it to go on flush. All right, guys, so I ran into a little bit of a hiccup. So if you see down here, when the exhaust, it sits flush to the cylinder head right here, and the intake manifold does as well, and it's got these catch washers that sit here. Now the original intake manifold I had, the flange washer mount came out to here, but as you can see, this one's way thinner. I don't think this is designed for the marine style. I think this is regular Volvo, because these motors were in cars as well, and they didn't have this weird exhaust manifold setup. So I got two options. I can either get the manifold that mates with this, but if I do that, I lose my water jackets for the exhaust manifold, and I'll have to figure something else out for the water to flow through the exhaust system. But I mean, everything corresponds to each other, so I don't want to really do anything with this since this is aftermarket. I'm gonna see if I can just keep the modifications minimal. As you can see, the two inner holes are fine, those just take a nut, but these, the exhaust and the intake, actually share a bolt. Same thing down here, there's two more, so there's four total. So I'm gonna try and fix this to where it'll line up with this. I think that'll be our best bet. So unfortunately, I can't put the carburetor on today because I got that to deal with, but we made some headway, got the cylinder head on, so I'm just gonna leave it like it is. I'm gonna order a new bellows for the exhaust, and yeah, when we come back, we should be as good as gold. So I'll catch you guys next time. All right, she's in the water and she's floating, and I'm highly impressed. Fuck, this water's cold. I'll pull my pants up. I'm not equipped for this. All right, we are officially floating. Yeah, I can feel the boat bobbing. Let's see how it looks down here. Oh, dude, look at that. That is perfect. It's completely submerged. The deck looks really good. Yeah, everything's above. Nothing's getting submerged. You can see the trailer way down there. So yeah, she's floating. Man, this is perfect. Man, I'm so happy with how this turned out. Can't wait to get this thing running. All right, back on the road we go. There she is, right behind us. She did good today. That was my first time putting it in the water since I put the new engine in it, but I like the way it sat. I was not expecting it to sit that good in the water. I thought either the outdrive was gonna be too high, or the pontoon was gonna be under the surface and it was gonna get in through the battery compartment and everything, but no, handled perfectly well. I mean, you saw how far down the runner bunk was. So, yeah, excited. Now on to the next step, getting it running. It's the important part. Welcome back, you guys. Still waiting on some engine parts. I took my intake manifold in to have it have some adjustments made. The bolts that hold on the exhaust and the intake wasn't quite lining up, so I took it to the shop, and he has an aluminum welder. He's going to take care of that for me. But in the meantime, I'm working on the transom. Now, this is my old transom from when I had the outboard. It bolted here, cut it in half. I don't need this section, but I am using this section right here. So this is the contraption I'm working with. So I got these two pieces. They butt up against this flat stock here on the inside. I'm gonna weld to that. And the front here, it bolts to that cross member right there. Now, my holes are a little off, so I'm gonna have to re-drill them. Just made some little minor adjustments. So, got everything pretty much cut out. I don't wanna bore you guys with that, so I just went ahead and did it. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing dry fitted in place, and let's see what we have to work with. All right, got the front bolted in here and here. And the back's not in just yet, but the back I'm gonna weld in. I got it bolted here and here. Now the engine's a little off-centered, so I did the best I could. I think it's like a half inch to a full inch off, but it shouldn't have any issues as far as performance as long as I get it lined up nicely with the outdrive, which looks like it is. So that seems straight in my book. But all right, let's go ahead and get the back welded in and get everything mocked up and see how it looks. Looks pretty good. That's underneath. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Sweet, I like it. Well, unfortunately I gotta cut the day short. Got some stuff at the house I gotta do. So, I'll have to resume this another day. So, in the meantime. Alright, welcome back to the boat. It's been a little while. Got some stuff I need to catch up on. So, got my sending unit, oil sending unit. Gonna put that on there. I wanna get some of the electrical buttoned up. And I want to get the speedometer hooked up. I had to get a longer hose, so I want to get that ran and plumbed. So today's going to be a pretty easy day. Got me oil sending unit off Amazon, because when I go to start this thing up, oil is going to spew on out. Should fit. Yep, goes right in. Sweet. Get that tightened up, and I got I believe this is the wire to it. That should fit. Yeah, it fits perfect. Heat shrink's already been applied. That's nice. Alright. Hopefully you guys can see that a little better. I'm gonna hook the starter wire up. Well, the positive wire needs to be cleaned up a little bit. Hopefully I got a wire brush laying around. Alright, got the speedometer hose ran. All taped up, looking good. Ran it through this pile of mess right here, up through, now here like so. Give yourself a little bit of slack, and it just hooks into the back of the speedometer. See if I can show you guys. Come on the back side. This is homemade, by the way. Go on the back side, and there should be, no, that's the tack, actually. This is the speedometer, is it? Yeah, this is the speedometer. Okay. Sorry, I'm used to it being the other way. So if you look in there, see a little nipple? That's what it hooks to. Alright, seat it down real nicely. Alright, check that off the list. Alright, so got the bolt started, and I couldn't find an O-ring that fits that, but it's on there kind of tight. I'm starting to think it's a compression fit. I noticed that little lip right there. I guess that's the bottom out point. So I'm just gonna slowly tighten this down. So I'm just gonna tighten this down slowly, and I'm gonna keep an eye on this thermostat O-ring, make sure it doesn't pinch, which it seems like it's in place, so I shouldn't have anything to worry about. Holy smokes. What a pain in the ass. That was one hell of a workout. Need to clean that off. Probably do that when I come back. It's kind of off topic, but I made these. These are support gusses for the fence. Here are the original ones. They're kind of small, and I want to add a little more rigidity to it, and I think one's completely missing on that side. Here's this side, got one as well, but as you can see, not very stable. So I made these much longer, so I'm going to line it up with the hole in the floor, like so. Just going to line up like that. I cut them at 23 inches, seems to dodge everything nicely, so I think it's going to work out pretty nice. But just a little bit of tweaking on the end tabs maybe. I gotta smooth these out a little bit, but I'm gonna get these cleaned up, and then we can go ahead and start putting them on. All right, Got both sides done. It's the other side. This side, way more solid. Got a bolt running through here. And here's the original bolt hole. There's this side. This side's pretty good. I had to take the side railing off in order to get to the bolts. See right there. Another one, it's a little dark right there. Just drill straight to the floor. I don't know how dry rotted this stuff is. Looks a little rough on the outside, but I don't see that anywhere else throughout the boat. So let's hope and pray that it holds up. I need to take this bolt out. This one has been cut. It was completely missing because the previous owner had a longer seat in here and it interfered with this, and it's been cut, so there was nothing here at all. So glad I got this strength back to the full potential that it was, but even better. But I think it's gonna work out nicely. He's out of the way of everything. They look good. I'll go ahead and paint him later. I don't want to paint him now and get my hands all over it. But this is oil-based paint. I need to get more of it. But yeah, it's looking really good. I gotta get the boat cleaned up, and I'll come back another day and continue on.